You spent $30.50 on food this month. That's 50 cents over budget. What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry. We didn't have any rice.
In that case, why didn't you go steal some from the neighbors?
That's a crime. I can't do that. Are you crazy? I bought some from the store. It's rice. It isn't expensive.
I'm just using that as an example. You need to be thinking like that to save money.
But what am I supposed to do? If I don't make a full dinner with courses for you, you get angry.
Of course I do. I want a solid meal when I get home. That's what any man wants. A nice hot dinner to fill his belly.
I can't possibly make $30 a month work. It's impossible to feed 2 people on that. Fresh vegetables are expensive, and meat and fish aren't exactly cheap either.
Well, why don't you find a farmer to help out or something? You can trade some work for meat or vegetables.
Don't you think you're being a little bit unreasonable?
Is that so? If you aren't willing to work for it, you don't eat then.
Not at all? Not even one meal?
Why not? You're just wasting your time rattling around the house anyway. You're just a housewife. You don't do anything. You aren't working, so you aren't working up an appetite either.
That's not even possible. I'm a human. All humans need to eat.
Really now? I don't know about that. So you can't do what you're told, but you still think with your gut, do you?
I'm just saying, I need to eat something.
You're eating without even working, and you think you can come at me with an attitude?
Because I do work.
Oh, please, knock it off. You must think I'm some kind of idiot or something. Who would hire a worthless piece of garbage like you? Nobody. That's who.
Say what you want, but I work hard. You can't understand until you try to do what I do. And besides, I had a career before we got married.
You spent the last year lazing around the house. What are you good for? All you managed to do is get in my way. It's time to put an end to it.
Fine! What do you want me to do?
We've already talked about it before. You need to listen closely and do exactly what I tell you to do. And you need to get back on budget and stay on budget.
Come on, Luca. What happened to you?
What do you mean by that?
You used to be such a gentleman. You always had a smile on your face when you saw me. You had nothing but nice things to say to me. You took such care to be kind to me.
I'm still a nice guy. Just look at me. I have a wife that can't do anything right, but I haven't kicked her out yet.
But you would never have spoken to me like that before. I don't understand what changed.
I've been spoiling you too much. That's the problem. It's important to be strict on your wife. Everyone knows that. I should have done it from the very beginning.
That's a horrible thing to say.
Who do you think you are? The heroine of some tragic play? I'm tired of that smart mouth of yours. Every time you talk back to me, I'm taking $10 off the budget.
What? You can't do that!
Alright then, that'll be $10.
Wait, please. I'm begging you. Won't you reconsider?
Is that another objection I hear? That's another 10.
I'm so sorry.
Are you finished? You better get on board and start doing what I tell you to. If you're a good girl and mind your manners, you can keep on living the life you have and no working. That's not too shabby, eh?
Yes, sir. I understand. I'm sorry you had to see that. He's become a completely different man than he used to be. My name is Sky. I'm 27 years old and I'm a housewife. I married my husband Luca almost a year ago. Before we got married, he was the kind and caring man. He always put me first and made me feel important. He was the kind of man you could brag about to your family and friends. His mother raised him entirely on her own. She's 57 years old, but you could never tell. She's incredibly beautiful and looks so much younger. She's also a truly kind and honestly good person. Luca was the same wonderful man he always was until about 4 months ago. He went to a high school reunion, and the next day it felt like he was a different man. "You're spending too much money! From now on, you're going to do what I tell you to! From now on, you only have $30 to spend on groceries each month." That's all I hear from him now. I don't know what happened, but I pray each and every day that he will go back to being his old self again. I've begged him, but he won't hear a word of it. I think he was planning to get his mother to take his side, but I don't think that anyone could have predicted what would happen next.
Hey, Ma. Let me talk to you for a second. What is it, dear? It's my wife. She's a lazy housewife. She doesn't do anything, but she's always so wasteful. Really? Sky? I can't imagine. Yeah. She pulls you in with that whole sweet and mature act of hers. She fooled you too? She seems so put together. I'm surprised. Is she really that bad? Yeah. She's already used up the whole $30 I gave her to budget for food this month. Huh. That's really amazing. Can you believe that? Wow, yeah. I guess that is a bit much, sweetie. I knew you would get it, Ma. You always know what I'm talking about. But it's worse than that. Even though she just loafs around and doesn't make a dime, she eats 3 meals a day. I see. Is she now? It's amazing, isn't it? She must have lost her mind. I can hardly believe it. I just have one little question for you. Luca, you're letting her handle all your finances, right? She takes care of the accounts and budgets. Yeah, at first that's how we were doing things. But she's terrible with money. She doesn't have a head for it at all. If she has money, she spends it just like that. I suppose that's no good. Right? I gave her $200 to take care of the bills for the month, and she spent it all. It's unbelievable. Wait, for all the bills? You mean for the electricity, the gas, the water, groceries, all of that? Everything for $200? Of course. That's about what they should run, isn't it? But she's such an idiot, she can't make that budget work. She always uses too much. Every month she has to use her savings from her old accounts. That's what's been happening. I see. I really wish she could have learned a thing or two from you. Why is that? You managed to raise my brother and I all alone. You were a single mom and you did it all. And sure, it's not like you could do much for work as a woman, but you still made everything work. You weren't lazy like my wife. You're really comfortable speaking so poorly about women, aren't you? My parents were farmers. We never had any problem coming up with something to eat. That's why I wish you would try as hard as you did, Ma. It's true, it's always good to do your best. Exactly. Now, back to the food budget. I came up with a new rule for her. Every time she talks back to me, I knock $10 off the budget. What do you think? Let me think about that. I think it's a pretty good method for keeping her in line. But I'd like your advice too. What do you think I should do? Oh! I have a great idea. Really? Of course you do. You always do. What is it? Why don't you put the budget down to 0? What? For groceries? Exactly! $0 for food. You're right. That's a great idea. Ma, you're so clever, you even outsmart me. But if she tells her parents about it, it could be trouble for me. Her dad can be really frightening sometimes. It'll be fine. I'll talk to her for you. I'm sure I can convince her to leave her parents out of it. You'll see, darling. Oh, it'll be fine if the idea comes from you. In that case, I have a little prep to do. Give me 2 days, then come over to my house at 10 a.m. Bring Sky with you. I'll give a little lesson about money and relationships. It'll set everything right. Okay. I'm so excited. Are you? I want to be sure there's no escape from this. You two need to come together when you come over, so don't bring both the cars. I read you loud and clear, Ma. I'll leave it in your capable hands. Hey, I'm going over to my ma's house tomorrow morning. You're going to come with me.
Oh? Wait, does that mean you aren't home yet, Luca?
I'm grabbing a drink at a bar right now. I can't come home right now.
Oh, okay. Is everything okay with your mother? It's just kind of out of the blue to say you're going to her house. I want to make sure she's all right.
I've been talking to her about how much of a screw-up you are. She wants to talk to you, too.
Me? Oh, no. Did I do something wrong? Is she angry with me?
Why don't you work it over in that empty little head of yours? Maybe you can figure it out.
I can't think of anything I could have done to upset her. Did she tell you what it is?
You don't even get it, do you? You really are useless, you know that? My ma is going to talk to you and set you straight.
I honestly have no idea what it could be about. What's going on?
If you don't know, I'm not telling you. Just shut up and be ready to go when I tell you. What the heck is going on? I don't understand. Hey, you stupid little wife. Answer me. Ma, what's up? Never mind, it's fine. But I need your help. What is it, dear? Right when Sky and I got to your door, these two buff old guys grabbed me. They forced me into their car and they're taking me for a ride somewhere. Help me. I'm scared. Call the police or something. Don't worry, darling. They're just some friends of mine. These thugs are friends of yours? You know your grandfather still teaches boxing. They're some of his students. They're very nice gentlemen. So that's who they are. But wait a minute. What's going on? Why are you doing this to me? I thought you were going to teach Sky a lesson today. You were going to tell her about her new budget and how she can't spend any more money on food. What are you talking about, dear? You're the one that doesn't get a dime to spend on food anymore. You, Luca. What? What is going on? Did I ever say it was Sky that needed to make a change? I don't think I did. I just said that the budget should be 0. Of course I thought you were talking about Sky. Anyone would. We started the conversation talking about her. I asked you about her. Why wouldn't you be talking about her? You must have just misunderstood me, Luca dear. The entire time I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You're the one that needs to be set straight. Why? You're my mother. You're supposed to take my side. I suppose you could say that. But it's more complicated than that, sweetie. You're my son. You're the most important thing to me in the entire world. But I can't forgive anyone who treats another person so poorly. Even if you are my son. And what's worse, it's your wife you're being so cruel to. It's outrageous. Ma, we talked about this. She's wasting every penny I bring home. She's the one that's the problem, not me. How is she being wasteful? You only gave her $30 to feed you both for a month. What was your plan? To eat nothing but dried beans and air? But Ma, I talked to some of the guys at my class reunion. They said they don't give their wives any money to pay for things. And before I got married, that was plenty of money to cover me. Each month I spent like $20-30 on groceries. Of course you did! Before you got married, you were over here at my house eating every single night. I sent meals home with you too. You weren't paying for food because you were eating for free. But Ma, all you had to buy for yourself was a little cereal or a carton of juice now and then. I guess that's true, but still. Of course it's true. You didn't have to spend a dime. Yes, ma'am. Don't you dare act surprised right now. I'm sorry, Ma. Can you just tell me where these guys are taking me? I don't recognize any of the roads they've been driving down. I'm lost. A fasting retreat. Huh? You'll be fine, sweetie. They're absolute pros at this. There's also a physician on site to make sure you stay healthy or if anything goes wrong. Come on, Ma, give me a break. A fasting retreat means you don't eat at all. Yes, sweetie. That way you can keep your budget to zero. You won't spend anything on food now. You gotta forgive me. I've only read the brochure and heard a little bit about it, so I'm not completely sure how it works. I think you spend a few days drinking nothing but water. Then they gently introduce some cereals and grains back into your diet. I think they start with gruel so they don't shock your system. It's supposed to be very good for you. You've got to be kidding me. This is a special retreat. While you are there, they don't allow any contact with the outside world. It's a place to reflect and grow. I think when you get there, you are going to have to turn in your smartphone. What? No way! I can't live without my phone. Don't worry, darling. You weren't born with a phone. You didn't have one when you were little. You'll be fine without one now. But, Ma... Don't say a word, Luca. Yes, ma'am. Now, if you're done whining, the retreat is going to help you heal and purify those rotten ideas you've gotten into your head. It'll be good for you. Enjoy the retreat. I don't want to go. You can complain all you like, but you don't have much choice in the matter. You can't get away. The people that run the retreat are quite strong. They practice martial arts and a healthy lifestyle. A skinny little string bean like you doesn't stand a chance at escaping. I can't believe you're doing this to me. I have something else planned for you after the retreat. It's going to seem a little harsh, but it's for your own good. Come on, Ma. You're scaring me. Those two strong gentlemen in the car with you. Your grandpa's friends. They're going to train you in how to be a man. That sounds awful. I can't do that. I won't. Be a good boy and shut up, dear. I can't believe my own son would be such an idiot. Please, Ma, don't be mad at me. Did Sky know anything about any of this? Of course not. Sky is a shy and kind woman. She'd feel too bad to do something like this to you. She'd feel sorry for you and warn you if she knew it was coming. So it's been my little secret. Okay. That's why she had such a dumb look on her face when I brought her to your door. Knock that off right now! You're the one with the dumb look on your face! I'm sorry. I'll do anything. Just let me go. Don't make me do this. Forgive me. I'll be good to her from now on. She can spend as much as she likes. You're a grown man, Luca. I want you to think long and hard about what you've done. Use this time to really reflect on everything before you come back. Also, you should know that Sky is going to divorce you. You'd better not contest it. What? No! You have something to say. I'm sorry. When the papers are drawn up, I'll bring them to the retreat. You can sign them while you're there. Now, on that note, I think I'm going to take Sky out to a nice dinner. Maybe to that fancy French place downtown. I want to come with you. You won't be eating for a while, Luca. I'll talk to you later. Don't go, Ma. I'm your boy. You've got to forgive me.
When my mother-in-law finished texting with Luca, She turned to me and took both my hands. She looked me in the eye and sincerely apologized to me for her son. But I didn't feel like she had anything to apologize for. I didn't have any anger towards her. Everything moved so fast after that. In the blink of an eye, the divorce was moving forward. But she was there with me the entire time, sitting by my side and telling me that everything was going to be all right. She has always amazed me with her kindness, but I could never have imagined how good she would be to me through everything. That day, we both silenced our phones and blocked Luca. She took me out to the most beautiful French restaurant in town. It had been so long since I had felt safe, and even longer since I had been able to eat and feel full. Tears started rolling down my face while we ordered. Then I couldn't contain myself any longer. I cried like a child. After a few days, my mother-in-law was able to bring me the divorce papers. They were signed and sealed and ready to be turned into the court system. I couldn't wait. I turned them in that day. It was the most liberating feeling in the world. The judge awarded me an incredible sum of alimony because of the mental anguish Luca had caused me. I'm finally free from him. I feel like a prisoner that's just been released. Tomorrow, I'm meeting up with a friend of mine. I think we are going to a buffet, and I'm going to eat as much as I like. I think I'll even have dessert. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button for more great content.